Right then, I finally played through all 8 of the new maps that came out in the second wave of the Mario Kart DLC, so I thought I'd do a quick video going over all of my thoughts on these tracks. So let's get started with New York Minute. This track for me was honestly a bit boring. The track itself isn't very fun, but the decorum does make up quite a bit for the lack of anything actually going on in the race. So I think for that at least gets it out of D tier. Mario Circuit 3, however, was not quite so lucky. This track for me was just a bit boring. The track itself, nothing really to it, and then the decorations are very bog standard Mario Kart. I understand it's iconic, but that's about all it's got going for it. Calamari Desert here is probably the first real good map we've got. I'm probably going to put it in A tier just because I don't like it as much as some of the other ones. However, the aesthetic is definitely very cool and the track itself is very fun. But it does not compare to Luigi's Pinball for me, which is it's definitely one of the 2 best maps for me, but I've not quite decided yet whether it is the top dog. The general vibe of this track is insane. It's so much fun. The pinball section here shown in this image is hysterical and can lead to some amazing situations in combination with shells and different power-ups and whatnot. It can just be a calamity. So yeah, definitely a real fun track. Sydney Sprint does have to take the #1 spot just because the changing aspect in it is utilised so well. I mean, each lap is very different. I love the way that you completely turn back on yourself in one section and then it ends with you running straight through the Opera House. Nothing more appropriate for this map, and honestly it's probably perfect. Snowland is a decent track in my opinion. I'm not too fussed. It's definitely not. I'll probably put it in B tier actually. It's good, it's fun, but I mean, honestly, I remember the road at the end more than anything else in the middle. Like, there's that one section where you're skating past a couple of penguins. Yeah, like, it's alright. I'm sure Mushroom Gorge, however, is a fan favourite track, and I might get into a bit of trouble because I don't think it's that good. It's alright. This section here in particular is probably the highlight of the track, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely, I'll put it better than Snowland. Yeah, I think top of B is about right for me. And probably the most important track on this list is the brand new Sky High Sunday. This is a mess in terms of design. Like, I can't even tell you what's going on in this photo here. But despite it looking terrible, in my opinion, it is fun. And when you're crashing through those barriers and getting that the speed boost, very entertaining. You get to the final stretch and you're just flying off of random item to random item. It is pretty cool. So I'm not gonna put it too low because of its design, but I don't think it can go higher than Calamari Desert. Yeah, I think that looks about right for me, honestly. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, these two are just a bit disappointing, really. These, they're decent, but I just didn't have too much fun playing them. And then these top 4, honestly, for me, like, you could probably interchange these two just because the end of this map is so much fun, but I was consistently honestly, it's more the aesthetic that gets to me in this one. I just love the general vibe of Sydney. And when you're like drifting along the beach towards the end, or is that I think it's in the second map actually. Yeah, Sydney Sprint, definitely my favourite map here. But Sky High Sunday, not a total disappointment in terms of a brand new map to enjoy. Not as good as the last one we got in the first wave of the DLC in my opinion, but it is what it is.